really came home, how, fleeting the life can be.
A homeowner speaks out as federal investigators try to figure out what caused a plane to crash into this home.
And the family that lives in the home is recovering from a terribly close call.
Another family is grieving tonight and waits at the bedside of a loved one who survived the crash. KOMO 4's Mark Miller is live in Seattle at Harborview Medical Center with that part of the story. Mark?
Well, the condition of the young man who survived the crash has improved. He came here to Harborview in critical condition by helicopter. He is now listed in satisfactory condition. That's the latest here at the hospital. But out in Woodinville, where the crash happened, some of the people most affected by this tragedy are just now getting their first look at the crumpled plane. A crane removed the wreckage from the side of the house as a federal crash investigator gathered more evidence. An emotional moment for the homeowners who just returned from out of town, who are just now able to hug their 21-year-old son.
Just knowing my son was so close to the accident, he was just above it, it really came home, how fleeting the life can be.
Rodney Korn and a friend were playing video games in a room above the garage when the single-engine plane smashed through the garage door and against the side of the house.
I feel very lucky because if that, if it hadn't hit where it did, if it hit like 10 feet up, it would have been done.
The pilot at the controls did not survive. 45-year-old Jay Uwasatalo of Redmond. His only passenger, a nephew visiting from Spokane, was airlifted to Harborview.
And finding out that there was a young man involved, it really kind of got my heart. I feel very bad for the family that had this happen.
Witnesses told investigators they heard the engine sputtering and saw the propeller no longer spinning. But it could take 9 months to find out an official cause. Right now, this family wants another family to know.
People are thinking about them and, hoping for the best result out of what was a very terrible tragedy.
Now, that young man here at the hospital suffered a laceration to his face and his chest, other internal injuries. We have reached out to family and are waiting to talk to them to get a first-hand account of just how he was doing at this hour. Live here in Seattle, Mark Miller, KOMO 4 News.
Thank you, Mark. The KOMO News Network will stay on top of the crash investigation as we learn more about what happened. We'll update the story here on KOMO 4 News, on KOMO News Radio, and online at KOMOnews.com.